Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our F1 2017 career mode. This time we have episode number 15, I do believe. We are at Suzuka, the Japanese Grand Prix, of course McLaren Honda's home race, well Honda's home race shall I say. So we will be hoping for a decent result here. It is a track that kind of suits our car but kind of doesn't, because of this massive front straight. Well, I say massive, there's a decently long front straight, but however the middle and final sectors will suit our cars decently well, as they are not really straight line speed orientated. They're more about aerodynamics and stuff, and our car isn't that bad in terms of aerodynamics and downforce. So yeah, we should be looking for a decent result, maybe inside the points. This is qualifying one, I should have said that earlier, and we're taking quite a lot of curb through the final chicane, running up to the line, doing the shortest line as possible, and it will be P5 at the time being, or P6 as Max Verstappen puts in a fast lap. However, that is going to be P16, so 2 races in a row we just about miss out on Q2, which is absolutely heartbreaking. However, we should be able to make our way forward quite well.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
We certainly will try to, Jeff. We have actually gotten a grid penalty, as we did put in a whole new power unit for this race. But it doesn't really affect our grid position that much, as we go to 5 red lights and it's lights out, and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix from P16 on the grid. We get a very decent start, running very close to the wall as we go up the inside of Marcus Ericsson, I think that was. Into turn 1 we are a little bit too cautious with Lance Stroll going around the outside. However, we do push him out through turn 2. So it has been a alright start with us making up 1 position from the line, and that was on Marcus Ericsson. But now it's just going to have to be about finding our groove through this middle sector, or the first sector shall I say. But coming into the hairpin on the first lap, we dived quite a few cars, or just 1 car actually, Max Verstappen. That promotes us into P14, and now we're going to be right behind our teammate Fernando Alonso as we run down into the spoon curve. We will go to his inside. He does go on the grass slightly, which is a little bit weird, but we will be on his outside into the spoon curve. It's a side by side between the 2 McLarens. We do run wide slightly, however we do get the position back, and that is kind of on the limit of legality. In terms of illegal overtakes, I think Fernando would be wanting us to give that position back, but we haven't been given anything from the stewards, so it is fine in that aspect, as Verstappen goes around the outside of Alonso through 130R, but he luckily does not get us as we run over the bollards at the final chicane. So it is a very decent start for us in P12 on lap 2. However, we have gotten slightly wide through the final corner, and this will allow Max Verstappen to get a much better run on us down the front straight. He will go to the inside and we will squeeze him towards the pit wall. Into turn 1 we go, Verstappen on the inside. We brake early and Verstappen goes very wide, almost spins across the track and into the path of our teammate. But we are still in front of Max Verstappen, and we're gonna skip to lap 8 as we are in P10 and running very nicely indeed, with Grosjean behind us and Bottas in front of us, who has already pitted. So we are in a very decent position as the safety car is called out, I do believe. Yes, we have been given a safety car on lap 8. We haven't gotten no idea where that came from, but yeah. There is a safety car on lap 8, and we come into the pits for a set of the super softs that should take us to the rain period right at the end of the race. So we are thinking a little bit about the later race in terms of our strategy, because we should be faster at this point than most of the guys in front of us. But when it comes to the rain, we've also got some amazing pace. But here we are on the restart, getting very friendly with Felipe Massa as we come down into the final chicane, and we will actually time the restart to perfection, going up the inside of Felipe Massa and taking and relieving him of P12. And now quite a few cars are coming into the pits right at the end of the safety car period, and that promotes us 2 more positions up into P10, so no idea what they were thinking in terms of the strategy. But yeah, P10 once again, just like we were running before the safety car, so we haven't really lost too much ground. Coming into the hairpin, we go up the inside of both the Force India of Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz, so that is P8 now, and we are making some very nice gains, and that is the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton in front of us, and running down into 130R, Esteban Ocon is all over us, and he will go to the outside through the very fast left-hander. He is actually still there, so he has managed to hold it around the outside, but we do run a very shallow line into the final chicane, and Ocon is forced to back out of it. So we are now P5, as quite a few cars have pitted, and on lap 17 you can see that the raid is coming down pretty heavily now, and Valtteri Bottas has pitted. There you go, there you see him coming out of the pit. So we have now inherited the lead of the race on lap 18 with just 9 laps to go, so this is looking very decent for us, and we will have to pit onto the intermediate tyres. So yeah, this is looking up for us quite a lot. Coming into the hairpin now, Valtteri Bottas has already caught up with us, and we make a very questionable move, and we move right across on him. That would definitely not run in real life. However, we haven't been good.
Right, we're getting very close to the crossover point now. Stay out if you have the pace, but as soon as you hit the limit, come for the interzone.
Okay, so some pretty crucial news there coming from Jeff in regards to what tyres we should be on, and I think we are just about on the limit, as Jeff was saying earlier. So here we go. Valtteri Bottas is all over the back of us coming into 130R. We do weave a bit from the outside to, from the inside to the outside to the inside once again. Valtteri Bottas does hang around our outside through 130R, and we will be side by side into the final chicane. Us going around the outside of the Mercedes driver, and there we go. We actually do retain the lead of the race, but we will be peeling into the pits straight away for a set of the intermediate tyres, as that was very close on the edge coming through 130R and the final chicane. So we have dropped out of the lead. However, there's a very late safety car here which kind of salvages this whole pit stop. We have essentially gained a free pit stop on everyone that has stayed out, so that is extremely lucky. I cannot say how much lucky that how lucky that is. And we actually because we were in the pits, we actually do the lap without a limiter, so without a delta, shall I say. So we do actually catch up to all these guys that haven't pitted, and we are already back up into P2, and it's only Lewis Hamilton that has not pitted yet, and he will be coming in at the end of this lap, I do predict. So we will be leading, yeah, there goes Lewis Hamilton. We will be leading the Japanese Grand Prix, Honda's home Grand Prix, and this is actually very amazing. So P1 with just a handful of laps to go, and on lap 21 of 27 the safety car will be coming in, which will leave us with just over five racing laps to go to the end of the race. So we will try to hold on for that long from Valtteri Bottas, although that Mercedes is a lot faster than our McLaren, as you could probably guess. So here we go on the restart. We do a very strange restart, but that somehow works, so slowing up right at the final second, and that has given us a massive advantage over Valtteri Bottas already, and we'll have to cling on to that. However, that isn't quite the case, as right at the end of the lap, Valtteri Bottas has already closed that gap to under half a second, and he'll probably have us coming into 130R. And look at the straight line speed of that Mercedes. I mean, that is quite astounding. So through 130R in the intermediate conditions, that is definitely not what you want to be doing. We go from the outside to the inside, defending from Valtteri Bottas. There's a little bit of wheel banging, however we do manage to cling onto P1 from the fin of Valtteri Bottas. So there we go. We are doing some very good defending work, and Valtteri Bottas is trying to make a move around our outside into turn 1. It's one of the more daring moves that he has pulled off, but we managed to run him out of road and keep P1. Just a lap later, though, it looks like Valtteri Bottas will be doing the same thing. However, he has had a much better run on us, and I think he will clear us as we come into turn 1. However, he is on the outside, and we have the inside line, which is of course the more beneficial line. We will run Valtteri Bottas out of room through turn 2, and that means that we managed to keep P1 once again. It has been a very crazy Grand Prix as we go through 130R with opposite lock almost running ourselves off of the road. So yeah, and once again opposite lock through the final chicane as we come through the final corner. It's going to be the race win at Japan from P16 on the grid. Absolutely unbelievable. If you told me that at the start of the season that I would win a Grand Prix in this McLaren, then I would have laughed in your face. But here we are, 16 races in, and we have won our first Grand Prix. We have catapulted McLaren up 2 positions in the Constructors, which is very awesome. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and comment down below. Once again, it's been Elite Crashy for an amazing career mode video. Goodbye.